Who's excited to receive First Communion? Everyone, that's awesome. Who's nervous? Good, at least no one else is raising their hands except for the First Communicants. That's good. You know, I remember when I received First Communion, I remember exactly the day. I was wearing a white suit, I was wearing a pink tie. I had a great colic right here. It's still here too, by the way. It's great. I had all that going on, and it was a beautiful day. But I also remember it because something kind of, I don't know, not traumatic, but something different happened that year in my life. We moved from St. Paul to Mendota Heights. And I remember this because I had to memorize a new telephone number. This was very hard for me to do. Do you guys still memorize telephone numbers? You guys all have cell phones right now, like the iPhone 10 or something like that maybe. But I used to have to memorize my home telephone number. And the number was 688-8166, which was hard for me to remember because the old one was 6, it started with 6 as well, 6900743. It's kind of new, I still have those numbers memorized as well. They're up here right in my brain. I remember the new address we had was 2091 Teresa Street, 55120. And the one in St. Paul was 1295 Randolph Avenue, 55103, maybe? But I remember Randolph Avenue, and that was like the best place to live. Maybe you know where Randolph Avenue is. If you're from St. Paul, you definitely know where it is, because it's an exit on 35E. That's right, the good 35, by the way, not that 35W thing, right? You could tell I'm a St. Paul boy, I guess. So Randolph Avenue was an exit right there on 35E during that 45-mile-an-hour speed zone. But everything I needed as a kid was there. I could walk wherever I needed to go. Because 3 doors down was a bakery. And it was awesome. Because every Saturday morning, I'd go into my mom and dad's bedroom, my siblings would as well, and we go, can we get donuts, please? Can we get donuts, please? Can we get donuts, please? We wouldn't stop. And even if they didn't want us to give donuts, they said, you know what? Just go. Go ahead and get your Bismarck. I haven't stopped eating Bismarck since, by the way. It seems like sometimes, right? So that was right there. We had everything we needed in the bakery. And a block and a half away was our church, Holy Spirit. And so we'd have to walk by the Copper Dome. We'd have to walk by the Nook, which is famous now. By the way, it wasn't so famous back then. We had to walk by Crean-Derham Hall High School, and eventually we got to our church. We walked there every single Sunday. It was beautiful. We'd walk there as a family. And eventually I started to go to school there. And that was amazing as well, because I could walk to school. And my brothers really liked it as well. And you think, well, they liked because they could walk. No. Especially my brother Mark, he's very smart. He's a very, very smart man. And I saw this as a young child, how smart he was. See, my parents had a rule. We could never just walk by ourselves. Do you guys have that rule sometimes? Maybe, maybe not, right? At a certain age, you can start walking by yourself. But in first grade, we couldn't walk by ourselves. If we wanted to go to school, we had to walk with someone. And so usually it'd be an older brother and older sister. And my brother knew this rule so well that on certain days, we'd be walking to school and he'd go, hey, Alex. I'm like, yeah, Mark. And he's like, Mom's serving pizza today for lunch, and I want it. I go, well, we have school lunch. He's like, no, I want pizza. So you're going to get sick today, so I walk you home. What? Don't you want pizza? I do want pizza. I'm sick today. Let's go home and I never got pizza, by the way. He got the pizza. I got the toast and water. I should have stayed in school those days. My parents knew that he was supposed to be my shepherd, and he led me to pizza, or in my case, to toast, and he got, once again, I'm not bitter at all, by the way. Not at all, right? Seems like a confessional up here. Anyways, he would lead us home. He would be that shepherd. And of course, today, did we hear about the Good Shepherd today in the Gospel? We did. And you guys all know about the Good Shepherd too, don't you? Because you guys are all in the catechesis of the Good Shepherd. And we know of the Good Shepherd, he too wants to lead us. But he wants to lead us to someplace better than toast or pizza. He wants us to lead us to his pasture in a good way, by the way. He wants to lead us to a place where there is food and water and safety. And he says, my sheep will follow me because they know my voice. They're not going to follow a stranger because they don't know a stranger's voice. You guys are not going to follow strangers, are you? No, hopefully your parents taught you that, right? We do not follow strangers. We only follow people we know. And I knew my brother, or maybe it would be my uncle or aunt, or my grandma or grandpa come and pick me up from school, and I'd follow them anywhere because I knew that they were going to lead me to safety. And the cool thing in this gospel, by the way, as well, is that Jesus says, my sheep know my voice and they follow me. I lead, they follow. We so often think of shepherds as ones like herding cats or something like that. It's not the case. I've seen this. I've been in the Holy Land. I've seen a shepherd actually the same way that Jesus was, because they haven't changed much over there. And the shepherd is one walking, and he's walking, and all the sheep are following. Because they know wherever the shepherd goes, wherever he goes, is going to be safety, is going to be food, is going to be protection. Everything they need. And of course, today as we celebrate this Good Shepherd Sunday, we know that who is our shepherd? Jesus is our shepherd. And he's saying, follow me, and I will give you life abundantly. Life abundantly. And you know that he's such a good shepherd that he died for us? He laid down his life for us. Not just people 2,000 years ago, but for us today, here, May 7th, 2017. He laid down his life so that we may have life abundantly. And he says, now follow me. And he's such a great shepherd. He gave us the gift of himself in the Eucharist. So when you come today and you receive, are you guys receiving bread and wine, by the way? No. Who are you receiving? Let's say it really loud. Who are you receiving? Jesus. Did you hear that? Jesus. They're receiving Jesus, the body and blood of Christ. You know how cool and amazing that is? Jesus becomes part of us in a certain sense. We are able to share in his divinity. So his divinity comes into our humanity. So not only do we hear his voice, not only do we know him, but he's part of us. And what he's saying is, follow me. And where is he going to lead us? He's going to lead us to heaven. All we have to do is follow and let him be part of our life. And when he does this, we truly will have life abundantly in him.